foremost, I'm very honored and thankful that I'm here in front of you, sharing what I think that I can share. And thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to be here. Okay, so I'm going to start with a quote by Nicholas Sparks. They inspire you, they entertain you, and you end up learning a ton even when you don't know. So I think these are my sentiments. I can still remember that when I was in elementary school and autographs were very in, right, during grade school days. And there was one question there, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always answer teacher, but well, I didn't. When I was in college, I didn't go that way. So, and faith brought me here, and now I am a teacher. Teaching is a work of heart. When we teach our students, we don't just say hi. It's just like a robot. When we teach, we don't have hearts, right? So, when we teach our kids, we must let them feel that we are sincere towards teaching them, because when we see that you are enthusiastic, and they will feel that you want them to learn, okay? Not just because they're there, but you let them feel that this teacher will spend time and effort just to teach me. So, okay. Alright, so at first, I took this job because I needed one. So, but then the students taught me how to be passionate and learn that teaching is great. So whenever you see students, like every day, you can see it in their eyes that they're hungry for what you will teach them. So it makes me love my job. So I think that is one of the strengths that I have, because I love what I do. So it's easier. So you don't like the hardest students is that it's like their second stress. Because when you love to teach, no matter what the student is, as long as you love teaching, so you don't feel the stress anymore. Whenever the student enters your classroom, you have to wear your best smile, because your aura will reflect on how you teach, and the students can absorb your energy and being positive. Okay, so smile, even though
your heart is aching.
You're under stress that day, but yes, you have to smile. Even though your heart is aching. I love all my cousins. I play with them. Even though I'm old, I still watch Disney movies, Nickelodeon, that. So I think that helps me on how I treat my students. So if you treat, I treat my students because if you treat them like as your brother, you want your brother to learn, right? You want your brother to grow, to become a better person. So I treat them better. We must think out of the box. Materials, creative materials that you think that the student, it can help the student, and you must also be a great actor. A teacher is a great actor, so whenever a student changes his voice, that teacher, and I also has a character, and whenever I start my class, I think of the personality of the student, and I will present myself to this kid on his level or his interest. Okay, so on this next part, my student Lucy, I was the one who gave her the LAT, and then she was really shy. He's like, hi, good afternoon. What's your name? It's like she wants to cry when she answers me. It's like she wants to cry because she's there, like having class. But then she became my first student, and she's my daily class. What I did is that I made her comfortable, and I built a relationship with her. I reached out slowly but surely. When she started with me, we started with 10 story and 10 story L1. And when she reads like word by word. But now, after we did 10 story L3, she taught me how to do one by one. And then after that, I tell her that, okay, so on our next meeting, I'm going to tell you the instructions, okay, the step-by-step instructions that you gave me, and then we're going to tell you again. I was also the one who gave her the second LAT, and then she became my student. And she actually answers in fragments, and she can also answer. Whenever, the first 5 minutes she did okay, but then after you ask her questions, like you can hear like the desk banging. I PowerPointed like the picture of different makeups, and then I let her identify. Then after that, I follow up questions like, oh, how do you put this on, or what is appropriate color if I wear this and that. So I like games. That's why I think this can be helpful to our students, especially those students who are proficiency in vocabulary and everything like that. So I like games. I like word games. All of my games in my iPad are word games, so it helps me a lot. Because if I don't know the word, I would search, and then okay, it helps me. So I think this is one good material, like Pictoword, where you're going to present 2 pictures, and then you're going to let them identify the word, and then you join the word, and then you create a new one. So it helps in their vocabulary, and then after that, follow-up question. Like for example, how many times you brush your teeth in a day? That. So if they just say that, and then that is how you help them. So I'm going to present 4 pictures, then he's going to identify what is a common word among those 4 pictures. Big bear and the small bear, and then like this one is prepositions. So it's like beside, like that, so that they can understand. And then after that, after they understand it, application. For example, okay, so now for my student Eric, this is a pencil, and that is like that. So I made him grab one of the things that is around him and then apply the sentence. Okay, and then I also instead of the usual PQ, like just a question, edit it, add some pictures like that so that they can be interested. So I think that's it. And program teacher-student relationship. Actually, I'm just gonna add, it's also like teacher-student/parent relationship. So, like for example, Sarah, she's a beginner and she's smart phonics. and she's really playful. And she really wants to play games all the time. But whenever her mom is there observing her and takes pictures of her, like that, and she's really good. I mean, she's remember all the words, but then she looks back and if she sees her mom's not there, teacher, play. So, a parent is a really big help to the students on how they are going to be in class. Being a teacher. Because of this, after I became a tutor, I learned to value education. Because when I was in school, I study, but then I don't give value to education. But then as I've seen the students and how the parents work out just to teach them English, that is how it helped me to value education, and through that you can teach your student how to be a good person, the best that they can be when they grow up. That's it. Thank you. And that's why she's always and then she's not interested anymore. Especially for beginners. And
I think I use this term. It feels like fake learning. Even though they're not there, if student and teacher is not connected really to real learning won't happen.
And I think the experience is more also really first part of the early classes. The parents were there to check through the class and things that they did. It's just one of them, it's right. I could observe that every time he answers the questions, the student on his right side and then answers. Then later on, the mom will observe that we and they could handle the classes together. So it took the parents, the mother, who wanted to extend the classes for 15 minutes, and after that, there's no mom that anymore to the student.
Being away is much better for us. And if you need a parent, you can call the manager here. That's for learning,
But isn't that going to backfire for the company? Like if we ask for the parents to leave their room, maybe they're going to think, tutor? Means I can set a room with my child. But maybe they're not going to do wrong.
It's a matter of how we approach teacher. What's the step?
But in some way, it could be advantage also to, like for example, in class of Sophia, during the earlier time, the mom is there while we're studying, but she's the early instructions. We just assist for the
Just assisting.
like that.
For some parents, they're there, like for example, for Tyron, who would just call his mom, "Ma, what is the meaning of this word? How do I say this in English?" But for this mom, she really does the the sentence making for her son. So, in my case, I don't know, because I really want my students to learn every time. So I think that it's like unproductive.
Yeah, so you can ask her manager. All these details are from the tutor. Okay, the parent is not the tutor. So one is just you can ask the mom. Her manager will explain, and then just to try to the class without the mom first, and then you can check that it's helpful or not, and then maybe you can.
And if the mom is interested, it's just like Sylvia's mom, she drove. That's her. She drove. Her old class.
And then, sir, there are some cases where the mother is the one dictating the book to use with the student. Can you still remember, sir, the last time I asked you about the questions? Sir, I cannot understand what this parent wants to tell the 2.2 or 2-2. The one, actually, the exact word was used was 2-2. I asked you, sir, right? the treasures to come too. Well then, actually, the first stanza asked me, because the mother cannot communicate that well, and then the son was really very good. And then I heard he studied already in America. So according to the mother, the friend of her children, they also study in another academy, and then she wants me to use the same curriculum and then the same book. However, it's okay. But the thing is, the donor sir is not really that good, and then the book 2.2 is quite difficult for the for the donor.
This kind of thing happened.
Yeah, sure.
Because the mother, they think the kids are high level. That's problem. So, at the time you was first, if you think the book is not suitable for the student, not proper, you must insist. So, you must tell the manager to persuade about what if she keep insisting.
Actually, so we used another book, right, sir? And then, actually, she asked me to stop the book L3K2. And then she wants me to use Treasures 2.2. Now, sir, the progress with the door, every time I have class with her, actually, even the words like,
Staying there behind the student, instead of maybe we could ask them to go out of the room, and then later on we could send the video of the class. The kids are really that comfortable, I guess, if the parents are there. So instead of we're trying to let them really improve their speech.
The students, she has her own PPT materials, like with images. How other tutors are doing just text back without any material at all.
actually, sir, we try to expand, especially for beginners, sir.
Yeah, for beginners, we do
For beginners, for yes. Can you still remember for Thomas before? Like, if you're going to go to an island, what are the 3 things that you're going to use?
I think he doesn't understand.
Like this one. So if you're going to ask her orally without showing any materials or any pictures at all, so maybe it will be, you're giving a hard time to your student. Not unless if you're going to use the PQ, at the same time, provide some pictures. Like, you show like around 10 objects. You have a flashlight, you have books, you have cell phones, you have radio. So he got the chance to choose, and then can, I articulate the thoughts well. Teacher, I want to bring radio. Why radio? Because I hear. Okay, because you can listen to some news. Okay, can you say that one more time? So it's like, sir, in a form of lesson. But actually, the kid has no, they cannot feel that you are already, like pushing the, what's this, ME. Because they're usually very difficult. I have some questions here for you. What? Yes, sir. I have some questions here for you, and then I want you to tell me, like this one, Fisher, what? But if you present it with what's this material at the same time question, they may feel that it's part of your lesson already.
For this child, and we happen to discuss something that can be related to a PQ. I save my recording with PQ, and then if I use it, or if I used it already for my ME, I just write used in the file, and then I just collect PQ questions. And also, what I showed you earlier, when I do second LETs, I already have questions there, like introductory questions that are actually PQ questions, like can you tell me about your family? Okay, so how about your sibling? Are you close, or do you get along with your siblings? Like that.
PPT material similar to conversation starters. Put it there. And if we put it on the website and put the number on each PQ, you can use it as a conversation starter in a certain area. So you can do it one by one. If the student says, you already dealt with this, then you can move on to the next one.
But you can create the PQ personal history. You can create it and make it. Do you know the reason why you make the kind of PQ system? Do you know the reason?
is used sir, right? For the parent also.
The reason is that the student, they don't want to talk with the parents now. Parents they want, but student they don't want. But parents they really want about what thought student had. And then, they want to really listen what the students thinking of opinions. If you have got kids, maybe we have got that kind of experience. Maybe they are around 10 years, that kind of. They always, mother say, just study. That's why they don't want to talk. But mom didn't be close. Yeah. But students, they are close to you, right? They talk to you, right? Because you are not like mom, right? Each one. Right? So you can be rich, okay, from between mom and student. It's really very interesting. Do you know what I mean? So every month, from major, they deliver the students' soul to the talent. We are talking about only just what they learn, what they don't learn. It's for them, we make the relationship. Kids and students. Each one is a person gives. It's not kind of a duty, right? It's kind of education.
Our advisors, they call the parents once a month, right? The PQ answer, the quality of PQ answer is really good. The parents opens up. Before we mentioned about PQs, in most cases parents disgruntled about our service and there are a lot of improvement and they don't, the good rapport isn't there, but we mentioned about PQ, they opened up their mind and get more generous
And they give more trust.
Exactly.
Trust to you.
Sir, one more query about PQs. Is it because we were wondering if we could use like other questions that are not found in the PQ list. Because like for example, you can you ask your student something that's also kind of personal. Like for example, have you ever been bullied or stuff like that? Yeah. Not in the list. Can you use that as your PQ?
Actually, I don't want to recommend that much because we don't know, the parents could get offended by questions. The tutor thought might be appropriate. So, well, if you run out of all the questions there, then go ahead and do improvising. But unless you didn't run out of all the questions, please try to stick to the questions. They're the safest questions. In most cases, the parents aren't offended. Listen to them.
But some of the questions are not appropriate for little children.
Let us know. For the age, for the students.
Maybe you can make the list. Maybe we can select.
Or maybe we can add more
Yeah,
questions,
add more.
sir.
Sure.
Yeah.
We will try to add more.
Give your ideas, opinions.
What's your favorite